All right, so I got it all hooked up for one last shot, one last video, and I'm definitely having second thoughts about tearing it apart. But in any case, so what we've got going on right now is the acoustic is wired in. So we're going through the 2-Rock Studio signature and to the amp Pete switcher, and then to the aux, of course. Hitting the mixer last over here, which you can see here on the screen. And I've got these 4 channels in the mixer being occupied because the aux is running in stereo. I've got the microphone and the acoustic guitar from the pedalboard. And of course everything enters down here into the Friedman buffer bay that I've got mounted on my desk, as well as the Friedman buffer bay down there that's hooked up to the snake that you see right there. So let me get this microphone situated. Sorry for the clumsiness here. Here's a quick shot of the ceiling in the studio. You can see the kind of room I'm going to be capturing with this Rode microphone on the mixer. The PA speakers are up there. I'm going to run through the PA speakers, the QSCK10s. One there, and then of course the sub down here by the pedal board, you can see, right under the desk there. Alright, let's get this guy mounted up. Let me unmute the mixer, and let's see if we have noise coming through the looper. Okay. I don't know how loud this is going to be. Listening right now, I could go get the decibel meter, but it's not very, it's doable, you know, for playing in your bedroom or the studio. So what I've done is I can start over here. Right? Let me erase the loop. Okay, so turn this down. I'm working the volume on the guitar right now. Got my looper set. I can turn the volume down on the looper, turn it up wherever I want it. Put it right there. Let's see where this sounds like, kind of in the key of C. Okay, so what you just heard was the Golden, the Starlight, and the Astra. And then I had the Eventide H9 set up with a thick mode that I had setting on there with the Wampler Ego compressor going. So I'll take off each pedal as I'm playing the next little passage here. Apologies for the guitar playing. As you see, I'm a builder, not a player. Okay. Alright, so let's get the looper going. Lose the Eventide. Now let's lose the compressor. We're going to lose the Astra. Let's lose the Starlight. effects in the looper. Now, and you can mess. My guitar has a tone button in here, so I can. Now with your acoustic, there's no volume, no wah. If you look at the paperwork that I've got the picture on here, the path doesn't take you through that. I wanted to keep the acoustic through as few pedals as possible, but still being able to have fun, record, and play different things if you wanted to. So you could, if you wanted to, there's a Leslie on the acoustic guitar, for whatever reason you would want to do that for. Or whatever 100 presets are in the H9, this is the H9 Max. That is just the thick setting I have on the Eventide. Love that. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention the vocals are hooked up as well. Well, let's get rid of this echo here. Okay. I got the effects on the extreme side so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay. So I've got the voice tone set right here where you can rest either on the wah or rest on the volume pedal here as you're kind of playing if you're sitting or whatnot. Left one clicks it on, the right one is the harmony. So you'll see, oh, I wish I was a singer in a rock and roll band. Okay, so you get the point, right? You can mess with whatever you want. You could do octaves lower, higher. So here's one low, one high. There's 2 octaves you can pick from here. Okay, so that sounds really weird. So you can switch to your different octaves. Let's do a high and a low that's not so extreme. Take the harmony back. Take the effects back. We don't need that much madness in the microphone. So without, and with, Okay, yeah, so acoustic guitars ran through as few amount of pedals as possible. That was the vocals of the TC Helicon. I'll get a close-up of the camera recording here again, so you guys can see, I just got the one camera, sorry. Okay, so we're going to mute vocals and everything. Just to play it safe, we're going to disconnect the acoustic guitar. We're going to reach around to the back of the pedal board. Red is electric, the blue is the acoustic. And you click that in, you could hit it with your heel if you were standing up. Okay, so now we've engaged the electric guitar. We're still plugged into the mixer, as I said. I'm going to mute the vocals. There's the aux. I have the aux set up now. And now you can hear the electric guitar coming through the pedal board. This is single coil. It's relatively quiet in here. I'm not getting any weird ground loops, feedback, or anything like that. When you do plug the pedal board in and you have your 4-cable method with the effects loop like I've got set up right now going through, you could just run 2 jacks on the send and return, and then that'll tie everything into one single amp if you wanted to go into a mono amp. But if you don't hook up, say, your microphone or the microphone with the guitar in there, you're going to get some ground loops, so you're going to want to make sure that you have a box that you can switch the ground, what have you. But I don't have any issues when I have it hooked up the proper way in the studio here. So, alright, electric guitar, volume guitar. Alright, let's, here's the reverb. I had everything kind of on the wacky side so you guys can actually hear what's going on. It doesn't need to be that extreme. Alright, here's the delay. And with the electric guitar, you won't get the Astra, because if you want the Astra on, you have to click on 4. Because I wanted certain effects to be pre and post for the electric guitar, we didn't need to worry about that with the acoustic guitar, of course. So I wanted, some dirt. I wanted the modulation. And then there was more dirt after that, as you saw in the first video, so I'll go through it real quick. Loop 1 is the octave pedal from Kingtone. Alright. Loop 2 is the 4K Shanks Fuzz by Vemuram. Loop 3 is the 1968 Vibe right here, which again, it's got 2 settings on it. You can do coarse, vibrato, A, B. You can pick either one you want. This is the first version that Kingtone put out. I think this is a little more sought after, but that's just me. Slow chorus, switch it over to the vibrato. You hear how it slowly fades into the slower chorus, or vice versa. I love that. Okay. This is one of the best vibes I've ever played. Okay, 4 is, as I said earlier, the Astra. Got a chorus on there. There's a flanger here. You can play with the intensity. You guys can look up all these. There's plenty of YouTube videos of everybody showing you what they do. So the Loop 4, of course, is the Astra. Loop 5 is the NU33 vinyl engine. I like this because you can mess with your recordings, kind of like the Strymon Deco pedal, Deco I think it's called, Deco. Again, these are set up extreme, okay? There's a cool thing on here I showed in the other video. If you find it here, you can make it, you want to make an old record sound. You can add hiss to your sound. The board's so quiet you have to add hiss. Alright, so lots can be done here, you know, if you wanted that. Loop 6, Jan Ray. So I made the mistake earlier. I was adjusting the Jan Ray thinking I was adjusting the 4K. My bad. So let's go back to the 4K fuzz. Roll the volume back. I just clicked on the compressor. So that was the wah, the volume. Of course, the volume is in the volume loop of the Boss CS8. You can move it around. I got it after drives before the effects loop. So you can, got all the tails and stuff. It's a lot easier and I think nicer to record that way. Okay, back to the Jan Ray. I like those two together, the 4K and the Jan Ray. Little vinyl engine with the extreme settings, it'll sound a little dumb. There's the Leslie with the H9. Okay. 7 is the Echoplex. Wanted a delay before the amp, so that way you can you know, run directly into the front of the amp before the pre and post of your whatever amplifier you're using. Oh, we got 2 delays going on here. Which is another thing, you can set up a short delay and a long delay, however you want, on your analog versus your you know, your digital in the effects loop thing. Gives you just plenty of options. I think it's fun to play with that way. The Echoplex has always been one of my favorites, and under the board, which in the pictures you can see, there is the preamp, and I believe it's off. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's off. No, it's on. Okay, so the preamp for the Echoplex is on now. If you wanted, you could turn the volume down on the Echoplex delay. And use the preamp that's in there. I took the knob off just so that it wouldn't get accidentally bumped underneath there. I can include that with the sale. As many boxes as I got, I'll flatten them out and all that. I'm pretty sure I have boxes for everything on this board, except the Ditto Looper, I think. Manuals for everything, of course. All right, so yeah. The Echoplex, all right. Then on loop 8 is the 68, all right. So currently that you can turn it off and on here. So if it's off there, not going to do anything when you turn it on, right? So cool thing about these pedals on this first floor here is they're here for a reason, because they have secondary functions that you want to access and get to relatively fast. So whether you're turning them on, you turn them on here with the switcher, then reach up here and click, do whatever you want to do. 68 is dual channel plexi-ish pedal. I kind of like it as, if you're going into a clean amp like I'm doing right now, you then have the option to go to a Marshall style amp. Like I said, it's got 2 settings, so there's the second setting, back to the first setting. So you got your first, and now you have your dirty crunch channel if you want. Any, there's also a boost on there. All right, so there's plenty of options packed into these 3 pedals down here. That's off. Your tap tempo is connected into the Boss ESA, coming out of the ESA into the Echoplex before the amp, and the Eventide H9. So those are tied into the tap tempo button right here. I've got these barefoot buttons on here for a reason, because I want these to be accessible. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can set my tap tempo. Here's the okay, so you can still play the loop of your acoustic guitar if you're hooked into the mixer. Play over it with said electric guitar, right? Lots to do, lots of fun. I could sit here and hang out on this thing for a while. You also have the option, if you're if you did happen to take this to a gig, you would be crazy. Just saying. If you needed more level, you have the, I call it the oh shit button in the back, and that is the boost pedal, and that's in the effects loop. So that hits the post, your amplifier, so you get a nice clean boost. So whatever you have going on, and you click that button there, you're going to get the same thing, just higher level. I can't remember where I've got it set at. Let's hear. All right. So you can adjust it to whatever you want, but so you're playing. All right. Nobody can hear you. Everybody's yelling at you. Can't hear you, man. Doing your lead, whatever, you got that option there. I wanted to leave that in there. Compressors before the Boss ES8. Again, so that way you can run your acoustic guitar or your electric guitar through it. Alright. Everything else pretty self-explanatory. You know, you got your pedals underneath the riser here, which, speaking of which, that riser was custom ordered and built by Friedman and shipped here. I had to add a ton of extra Friedman, what do you call those, ramps or whatever, and that's what I used to add more first floor space here under these pedals. You see, I took the Friedman risers and then cut them down and painted them so that they look professional. Everything looks nice. All square plugs, all hand soldered, every cable checked personally by myself before it was installed. And then, of course, you see here, we've got a nice, real quiet studio rig. I think I've shown you everything. If you got any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll gladly get back with you. I will throw this video on Reverb. I think that's where I got more people looking at it. Selling this on Sweetwater, Craigslist, and Facebook. So I promised I was going to bring the camera over here for a closer look. There's our pedal board. Back it out here. This is the snake I was telling you about right here. Okay, I can show you these labels here. You've got multiple outs on the back here that you can see in the pictures. Right here we've got a third wet buffer. I'm sorry, no buffer out. Over here we've got an isolated dry out, so if you wanted to track just your dry guitar, you could run that into the mixer as well with another channel and be able to track your guitar in multiple different ways, however you wanted to set up your recording. Again, this whole pedal board leaves, the cables leave here. They go into the amp heat switcher, which dictates which amp on the shelf I'm using. Currently we are on the Two Rock Studio Signature. From there, it goes to the aux, and then from the aux into the mixer, and back out of the mixer into the DAW. I'm sorry, that is the mixer there. I don't have the DAW up that I run. I wasn't recording. I guess I could have recorded the audio a little more professional than this camera microphone, but I'm hoping this is going to turn out okay enough for you guys. There's the PA speakers and the sub under the desk. Sorry for the mess. This is the case that would go in, and I would get some. I'll lay some foam inside it, so that way this arrives in one piece. All right. Well, again, if you've had any questions, I've been John. Thanks a lot.